The, la- the last 40 years have seen the growth of technology companies. The growth in the computing power of processors, along with the development of appropriate software, have given rise to software giants like Google and Microsoft. Social media giants like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter have used technology on how people will interact with each other. Amazon, Uber, and host of other companies in industries like travel, retail, and many other service industries have leveraged technology to establish newer business models. The other industries like telecom, entertainment, and gaming have used technology to give newer offerings to the consumers. Artificial technologies have already begun to automate business processes in financial services, customer engagement processes, management of patients in hospitals. Some AI technologies are touching our day to day lives with simple gadgets like Alexa, Siri, and the virtual assistants in websites. In the next decade or so, companies will embrace more and more technologies. In Japan alone, it is expected that 50% of the repetitive jobs, two-thirds of it, will be automated. This will give rise to about loss of 40% of permanent jobs and will also give 12 more million new jobs. This trend will be across the globe, and there will be a 24 to 45% loss of job due to automation across Europe, Australia, Canada, and Russia. There will be a tremendous fight for talent, and the companies have no choice but to train and reskill their employees in the newer technologies. The critical success factor in the future will be in the way the companies manage and build teams. From an industrial areas where employees were only expected to do repetitive work, employees will be the most crucial resource who can work with technologies and will be able to translate the technologies into innovative business solutions. The creation of wealth will no longer be how effective and efficient the repetitive processes are done by the companies, as this will all be automated, but on the ability of the organization to be agile, adaptive, and innovative to its business surroundings by seizing opportunities and mitigating risks. The companies must nurture a learning and innovative environment where many small, agile, and adaptive teams work in unison to achieve the goals of the company. Another crucial factor will be the ability of the company to manage and retain talent. There will be a tremendous amount of training and reskilling to be done on newer technologies. Companies have to therefore have a framework of building and managing teams based on the changing requirement of running the organization. The important organization characteristics that would be required for successfully building and managing the teams are as follows: learning culture, which would enable the organization to adapt and sustain, innovate to find creative solution, empower so that the team are motivated, agile, and inspired, talent management so that you have the right competencies to face newer challenges and adapt to newer technologies. This framework of leading organization in this book is called BMT, or Building and Managing Teams. I have not explained why motivation is a core of managing teams. I think the reasons are quite obvious. Organization can learn from sports on how sports teams keep the morale and motivation high during competition. Today's sports are highly competitive and grueling. There's a very little difference between the top teams. Motivation has been identified as a critical factor that differentiates between the loser and winner in key tournaments. This framework has evolved over a period of last 25 years of managing teams in various organizations and industries, from capital equipment to packaging industry, tire industry, consultancy, and farm mechanizations. And a lot of reading and learning from the best practices has also gone to this framework during this period. When I began to manage teams, I struggled with how to align and motivate for them to achieve the desired result. As the scale of the business grew from 100 million to about 45,000 million, I realized that you have to build people to build business. The struggle continued on execution, on empowerment, mentoring, and creating a learning culture. About 15 years back, I came out with a very simple and effective way of managing large projects. This framework was called the ACE framework. The expansion of this acronym is align, configure, and enable teams. During the process of taking up and executing quantum jump projects, that is, project with high targets, we had to find a newer and creative way to challenges. These challenges made us look at creativity to break our mindsets and experiment with out of box thinking. When I sit back and look on how I could have approached the building and management teams for the last 2 years, this framework, BMT, evolved. I once read about a paradox of life. Experience is something you do not have when you need it, and when you have it, you no longer require it. This book is based on the experience of building organization. The organization gave us the freedom to work within a well-defined framework. We were allowed to experiment, try out newer ways. The decision making was fast, and we felt empowered. Each chapter on this book will cover one characteristic. It explains the relevant subject in each topic, the process of applying this concept, and the benefits by giving examples from the experiences or the secondary research. We have tried to extrapolate on how we can use this learning on leading teams over the next 5 years or so. However, we leave this extrapolation to the readers to continually rethink and adapt as events unfold. This book is meant for practicing young managers. This simple framework on how to manage teams with example is easy to understand and practical to implement. It is my hope that some of these experiences and insights would lead to questioning of some existing practices, experiment with newer ways, and learn better ways of building and managing a team. Thank you.